Hi, in this video we're going to be talking about rivers, features that come with them or appear frequently, and then also the difference between young, mature, and old rivers and the features that come with them and how they differ and compare to others. So, most rivers have curves called meanders, basically just curviness in the river. This is not seen with younger rivers, but more mature and more in old rivers. So the older the river, the more meanders it has. These cause cut banks, and where the water is higher velocity and deeper along the outer side, which erodes into the water. And on the other side, there are point banks, which is depositive material, and the water is much slower there. It is more shallow compared to the other side of the cut banks. This is a young river. You can see how it's straight and very steep. It has a very V-shaped valley. It's not very flattened out. There are no curves to it. And it is in more rough terrain as it's not eroded out the material yet. In this video, the water is sped up so that you can see it very quickly and how it erodes away very easily, but this is also with the sand to be known, so it would be different if it was a rock, and it would take much longer. But because of it, this is sped up, and it's not like this in real life. This is mature. It is more meanders and not very extreme, but the floodplain is much wider. There is more deposition and erosion, and you can see the flattened V-valley. This is a very old river, as you can see. While it's not very flattened out in the video, it becomes very quickly because of the erosion that occurs. So there are multiple meanders, as you can see. And in the video with the water, you can see how it naturally erodes and creates cut banks and point bars very quickly and without help. As I'm pointing it out, you can see we're trying to keep it eroded, but due to the water quickness, it creates a very flattened valley very quickly with a very large floodplain as, again, sand is eroded into it very quickly. Right now, my teammates are creating an oxbow lake, which happens with a lot of old rivers where they cut themselves off because of how much of the curviness is. Because of how this was manufactured, they actually had to help it out, create a new channel. But you can see how quickly the water stops coming from the curve and instead goes through the new channel, which creates a more velocity at the bottom there and is eroding more quickly and creating a cut bank. You can see the difference in velocity there, and this is a potential cutoff, you can see, and this is an actual cutoff. These oxbow lakes can cause scarring where in the land, and this again more erosion. You can see the difference in velocity. This is called a confluence. It's when two streams or rivers join up to join one stream or river. It's usually done from different basins, but since this is on a river table, we couldn't do that. So this is from the same mouth of water, but you can see this is a very young river, but it's still eroding, and it creates a nice little V. This is a bay. It's very difficult to see at the moment. I apologize because I was assisting my teammates in helping the water through, but in this you can see a delta that has formed naturally with larger particles like clay and silted being deposited first, while smaller particles are switched it up. Pebbles and gravels is deposited first, and on top clay is being deposited. And so you can see that's a better view of it, but along the edge you can see the bay that we have of the sand that is built up and is not eroded away. Again, that's a clear view of. Right, this is a gorge. This is created with the water with steep incline on both sides. This is usually seen in mountains and usually with young rivers, as it is very difficult for it to erode against the rock. So it may be older, but it looks younger with a rougher stream bed, and it's seen again in mountains. Again, this is a more mature, younger one with less meanders and an older one with more meanders and everything. So thank you for watching.